Dear students, in this session we will discuss about the different levels related to management in general and also specific to agribusiness. We shall also discuss the skills of management functions, approaches to management, and the functional areas of management. As an introductory note, agriculture had extended itself to something known as agribusiness. With times, the agriculture process has become a vast and complex system. This also reaches far beyond the farm to include all those who are involved in bringing food and fiber to consumers. It also involves allied processes that help in delivering the end product to the customer. Hence, it becomes essential to frame out management techniques that can effectively and efficiently handle the tasks involved in this agribusiness. Every business organization, irrespective of its, has many manager positions in its structures. These positions are created through the processes of delegation of authority from top to lower levels. Each position is marked by authority and responsibility, functions and roles, and relationships. The contents and nature vary depending in the level at which the position lies. As one moves upward in the organization, the managerial position plays an important role. Larger the contribution, greater the authority, and higher the responsibility. These managerial positions lying in the chain of command may be classified into various groups or levels of management. Broadly speaking, an organization has two important levels of management, namely functional and operative. The functional level is concerned with the processes of determining primary objectives, formulating basic policies, making vital decisions, and controlling and coordinating activities of the personnel in the organization. At the operative level management, this is related to implementation of plans and decisions and in pursuit of basic policies for achieving the objectives of the organization. Generally, the levels of management consisting of various managerial positions in the structure of an organization differ from one organization to another, depending on the business activity, philosophy of management, span of control, and other related factors. But in a joint stock company, for conducting its business efficiently, managerial personnel may be placed in three levels, that is, top, middle, lower, and the supervisory level. Top level management. The top level management is generally occupied by the ownership group in a joint stock company. Equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. Thus, they elect their representatives as directors, form a board known as board of directors, which constitutes the top level management. Besides the board, other functionaries, including managing director, general manager, or we can call them as a chief executive to help directors, are included in this level. It is the highest level in the managerial hierarchy and the ultimate source of authority in the organization. The top level managers are accountable to the owners and responsible for overall management of the organization. The major function of the top level management is to devise a corporate plan for the entire organization covering all areas of operations. Decide upon the matters which are vital for the survival, profitability, and growth of the organization, such as introduction of new product, shifting to new technology, opening a new plant, etc. define corporate goals, frame the structure of the organization, creating various positions, overall managerial control through the process of reviewing overall financial and operating results, make decisions regarding disposal and distribution of profits, select key officials and executives for the company, coordinate various subsystems of the organization, maintain liaison with the outside parties having a stake in business, such as government, trade union, and trade associations, etc. Formulate basic policies and providing direction and leadership to the organization as a whole. Now we come to the mid-level management functions. What are the functions? In order to fill up the gap which exists between functional and operative level, some managerial positions are created at the middle level of management. Middle level management consists of departmental managers, deputy managers, foremen, administrative officers, etc. These executives are mainly concerned with the overall functioning of their respective departments. They act as a link between top and lower level managers. The activities of middle level managers centers around determining departmental goals and devising ways and means for accomplishing them. The main functions performed by these managers are to prepare a departmental plan covering all activities of the department within the basic framework of the corporate plan. It is to establish departmental goals and to decide upon various ways and means for achieving these goals to contribute to organizational goals. Perform all other managerial functions with regard to departmental activities for securing smooth functioning of the entire department. To issue detailed orders and instructions to lower level managers and coordinate the activities of various work units at lower level. Middle level managers explain and interpret policy decisions made at the top level to lower level managers. Now we come to the lower level management. Lower level management is known as a supervisory management because it is concerned mainly with the personal oversight and direction of operative employees. It basically consists of factory supervisors, superintendents, foremen, sales supervisors, accounts officers, etc. They directly guide and control the performance of rank and file workers. They issue orders and instructions and guide day-to-day activities. They also represent the grievances of the workers to the higher levels of management. When we come to the part of supervisory management, they perform the following functions: planning of day-to-day work, assignment of jobs and issuing orders and instructions, supervising and guiding workers, maintaining close personal contacts with the workers to ensure discipline and teamwork, evaluating operating and performance, sending reports and statements to higher authorities, communicating the grievances and suggestions to workers to higher authorities. Now, after this, we will go to the field of approaches to management. What are the different approaches to management? There are 6 major approaches to management: scientific management, general administrative theories, quantitative approach to management, organizational behavior, systems approach to management, contingency approach to management. Now we will see one by one in little detail. First is the scientific management. What is scientific management? Scientific management is defined as the use of the scientific method to determine the one best way for a job to be done. The most important contributor in this field was Frederick Winslow Taylor, who is known as the father of scientific management. Using his principles of scientific management, Taylor was able to define the one best way for doing each job. Frank and Lillian Gilbert were inspired by Taylor's work and proceeded to study and develop their own methods of scientific management, they devised a classification scheme to label 17 basic hand motions called triplex in order to eliminate wasteful motions. Guidelines devised by Taylor and others to improve production efficiency are still used in today's organizations. However, current management practice is not restricted to scientific management practices alone. Elements of scientific management still used are using time and motion studies, hiring best qualified workers, designing incentive schemes based on output, general administrative theories. This group of writers who focused on the entire organization developed more general theories of what managers do and what constitutes good management practice. Henry Fayol and Max Weber were the two most prominent proponents of the general administrative approach. Fayol focused on activities common to all managers. He described the 14 principles of management, which can be detailed as division of work, authority, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individual interest to group interest, remuneration, centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability, initiative, and esprit de corps. Max Weber was a German sociologist who developed a theory of authority structures and described organizational activity based on authority relations. He described the ideal form of organization as a bureaucracy marked by division of labor, a clearly defined hierarchy, detailed rules and regulations, and interpersonal relationships. Some current management concepts and theories can be traced to the work of the general administrative theorists. The functional view of a manager's job relates to Henry Fayol's concept of management. Weber's bureaucratic characteristics are evident in many of today's large organizations, even in highly flexible organizations that employ talented professionals also. Some bureaucratic mechanisms are necessary in highly innovative organizations to ensure that the resources are used efficiently and effectively. Quantitative approach to management. The quantitative approach to management, sometimes known as operations research or management science, uses quantitative techniques to improve decision making. This approach includes applications of statistics, optimization models, information models, and computer simulations. The quantitative approach originated during World War II as mathematical and statistical solutions to military problems that were developed for wartime use. The relevance of quantitative approach today is that it has contributed most directly to managerial decision making, particularly in planning and controlling. The availability of sophisticated computer software programs has made the use of quantitative techniques more feasible for managers. Now we go to the organizational behavior approach. The field of study concerned with the actions, that is the behaviors of people at work, is organizational behavior. Organizational behavior, generally called as OB. Research has contributed much of what we know about human resources management and contemporary views of motivation, leadership, trust, teamwork, and even conflict management. Systems approach. During the 1960s, researchers began to analyze organizations from a systems perspective based on the physical sciences. A system is a set of interrelated and interdependent parts arranged in a manner that produces a unified whole. The two basic types of systems are open system and closed system. A closed system is not influenced by and does not interact with its environment. An open system interacts with its environment. That is the difference you can see. Using the systems approach, managers envision an organization as a body with many interdependent parts, each of which is important to the well being of the organization as a whole. Managers coordinate the work activities of the various parts of the organization, realizing that decisions and actions taken in one organizational area will affect other areas also. The systems approach recognizes that organizations are not self contained, they rely on and are affected by factors in their external environment. Contingency approach. The contingency approach recognizes that different organizations require different ways of managing. The contingency approach to management is a view that the organization recognizes and responds to situational variables as they arise. The early advocates of organization behavior approach were Robert Owen, Hugo Munsterbeck, Mary Parker Follett, and Chester I. Barnard. Their ideas served as the foundation for employee selection procedures, motivation programs, work teams, and organization environment management techniques. The Hawthorne studies were the most important contribution to the development of organizational behavior. This series of experiments conducted from 1924 to early 1930s at Western Electric Company, Hawthorne works, very famously known, in Caesarea Illinois, were initially devised as a scientific management experiment to assess the impact of changes in various physical environment variables on employee productivity by Hilton Mayo. The skills of management. In modern business, the job management has become very difficult. Several skills are required to manage successfully a large organization in a dynamic environment. These skills of managers have been classified into 4 categories. These 4 categories are technical skills, human skills, diagnostic skills, conceptual skills. Now, first, technical skills. Technical skills refers to the ability and knowledge in using the equipment, technique, and procedures involved in performing specific tasks. These skills require specialized knowledge and proficiency in the mechanics of particular job. Ability in programming and operating computers is, for instance, a technical skill. There are 2 things a manager should understand about technical skills. In the first place, he must know which skills should be employed in his particular enterprise, and he should be familiar enough with their potentiality to ask discerning questions of his technical advisors. Secondly, a manager must understand both the role of each skill employed and interrelations between the skills. Now, the next skill is human skills. Human skills consist of the ability to work effectively with other people, both as individual and as members of a group. These are required to win cooperation of others, and it is required to build effective work teams. Such skills require a sense of feeling for others and capacity to look at things from others' point of view. Human skills are reflected in the way a manager perceives his superiors, subordinates, and peers. An awareness of the importance of human skills should be a part of manager's orientation, and such skills should be developed throughout the career. While technical skills involve mastery of things, human skills are concerned with understanding of people. Diagnostic skills. Diagnostic skills include the ability to determine by analysis and examination the nature and circumstances of a particular conditions. It is not only the ability to specify why something happened, but also the ability to develop certain possible outcomes. It is the ability to cut through unimportant aspects and quickly get to the heart of the problem. Diagnostic skills are probably the most difficult ones to develop because They require the proper blend of analytical ability with common sense and intelligence to be effective. Conceptual skills. Conceptual skills comprise the ability to see the whole organization and the interrelationships between or among its parts. These skills refers to the ability to visualize the entire picture or to consider a situation in its totality. Such skills help the manager to conceptualize the environment, to analyze the forces working in a situation, and take a broad and a far-sighted view of the organization. Conceptual skills also include the competence to understand a problem in all its aspects and to use original thinking in solving the problem. Such competence is necessary for rational decision making. Thus, technical skills deal with jobs, human skills with persons, and conceptual skills with ideas. These type of skills are interrelated, but the proportion or relative significance of these skills varies with the levels of management. Technical skills are most important at the supervisory level or operating level, where a close understanding of job technique is necessary to guide the workers. As one moves up the management hierarchy, technical skills become less important. Higher level managers deal with subordinate managers, and specialized technical knowledge is comparatively less important for them. Conceptual skills are very important for top management in formulating long range plans, making broad policy decisions, and relating the business enterprise to its industry and the economy. Thus, the relative importance of conceptual skills increases as we move to a higher levels of management. This would be self-evident as management is the process of getting things done through people. Human skills are equally important at all levels of management because every manager has to deal with people. Now, we will go to the functional areas of management. The field of management is very wide. The operational areas of business management may be classified into the following. This can be classified as following categories. Production management. Production management implies planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the production function so as to produce the right goods in right quantity, at the right time, and at the right cost. This includes the following activities: designing the product, locating and layout the plant and building, planning and controlling of factory operations, purchasing and storage of materials, repairing and maintenance of materials and machines, controlling inventory cost and quality control, managing research and development. Various sub areas of the production department which comes under the production department are plant layout and location. This area deals with designing of plant layout, decide about the plant location for various products and providing various plant utilities. Next is the production planning. Managers has to plan about various production policies and production methods. Next comes material management. This area deals with the purchase, storage, issue and control of the material required for production department. Then comes research and development. This area deals with research and development activities of manufacturing department. Refinement in existing product line or develop a new product are the major activities. Next is the quality control. Quality control department works for production of quality product by doing various tests which ensure the customer satisfaction. Marketing management. Marketing management refers to the identification of consumers' needs and supplying them the goods and services which can satisfy these wants, where this marketing management involves various activities such as marketing research to determine the needs and expectations of consumers, planning and developing suitable products, setting appropriate prices, selecting the right channel of distribution, and performing promotional activities like advertising and salesmanship to communicate with the customers. The sub areas of marketing management are advertising. This area deals with advertising of a product, introducing new product in market by various means and encourage the customer to buy these products. Sales management. Sales management deals with fixation of prices, actual transfer of products to the customer after fulfilling certain formalities, and after sales services. Market research. It involves in collection of data related to product demand and performance by research and analysis of market. Then comes financial management. Financial management seeks to ensure the right amount and type of funds to business at the right time and at reasonable cost. It comprises the following activities: estimating the volume of funds required for both long-term and short-term needs of business, selecting the appropriate source of funds, raising the required funds at the right time, ensuring proper utilization and allocation of raised funds so as to maintain safety and liquidity of funds, and the creditworthiness and profitability of business. Administrating earnings. Thus, financial management involves the planning, organizing, and controlling of the financial resources. The sub areas of the financial management are financial accounting. It relates to record keeping of various financial transactions, their classification and preparation of financial statements to show the financial position of the organization. Next is management accounting. It deals with analysis and interpretation of financial records so that management can take certain decisions on investment plans, return to investors, and dividend policy. Then comes taxation. This area deals with various direct and indirect taxes which organization has to pay. Next is costing. Costing deals with the recording of costs, their classification, analysis, and cost control. Then comes personal management. Personal management involves planning, organizing, and controlling the procurement, development, compensation, maintenance, and integration of human resources of an organization. Personal management consists of the following activities. What are those? Planning manpower or manpower planning, recruiting human resources or recruitment, training, performing appraisals or conducting performance appraisals, promotions and transfers, deciding the compensations, performing employee welfare services, maintaining personnel records and research. The sub areas of this personal management are personal planning. This deals with preparation, inventory of available manpower, and actual requirement of workers in an organization. Recruitment and selection. This deals with hiring and employing human beings for various positions as required. Training and development. Training and development deals with the process of making the employees more efficient and effective by arranging training programs. It helps in making team of competent employees which work for growth of organization. Then comes wages. It deals in job evaluation, merit rating of jobs, and making wage and incentive policy for employees. Next is the industrial relations. It deals with the maintenance of overall employee relation, providing good working conditions and welfare services to the employees. Now, the conclusion part. In this session, we discussed about the different levels related to management in general and also specific to agribusiness. We also discussed the skills of management functions, approaches to management, and the functional areas of management. High productivity and high quality standards are more important today than they were during the last decades. Your challenge will be to gain higher quality standards and greater production with fewer people. These demands will increase the pressure on supervisors to learn new technology and approaches in workflow and job design. By going through this session, we understood that we can get molded into best managers only with the right mix of experience and logical thinking. Even though technical skills are important, other skills are needed too. As mentioned earlier, you will need interpersonal skills such as people and leadership skills, as well as time management skills.